All right, welcome in. I am the Kodiak, and today I'm here to talk about why I do not enjoy March Madness, why I don't watch March Madness, why I don't really even follow the tournament either. But before we get into it, leave a like if you enjoy, or maybe you can wait till the end, and hopefully I'll have earned it. So let me just say, this is not meant to be hateful. I understand the appeal of college sports. I love college football, and I understand the appeal of the March Madness tournament, especially to hardcore basketball fans and just people who love the game in general, and hardcore college sports fans. Yeah, I'm more of a pro sports guy myself, but I know all sports are commercial and theatrical and corporate. There's just too much money involved to not make it that way, but this just doesn't make sense to me. So March Madness, it's big for like 4 days. You have the selection day, and then the coverage and the mainstream just completely tunes out of it after maybe the first day or two of games. Where does it go? Joe, who filled out his office bracket, his bracket's busted, so now he doesn't care about it. And then people talk about their brackets all the time, and then they get busted, so then they just kind of forget that the tournament's going on. And I'm sure that there's people who do follow March Madness because of their work bracket or whatever, but it doesn't really capture the attention of the casual viewer, which is something that pretty much every sport has been trying to do for the past decade or so. You hear about, how can we capture the casual viewer? MLB has made strides and changes in their gameplay to make sure that that can happen, but I'll hear stories about my friend's bracket pool doing well or whatever, or doing bad or whatever, but how many of these people actually pay attention to regular season college basketball? And this is something that I've noticed as a generational trend. For the younger crowd like myself, March Madness doesn't really hit a note. I don't hear about any of my friends talking about the tournament. By the way, I'm around college age. I'm 23, so I do know a good bit of people who not only are in school but have graduated at this point, and still, uh, they're college football fans, but it doesn't really hit a note for them or for me, just because of the fact that it completely dominates ESPN coverage. And the only network that really follows or covers March Madness is ESPN, but young people don't watch ESPN. And I was in a hotel this past weekend, and the only time I will watch ESPN is when I'm channel surfing using the hotel TV. And even for someone like me who is around college age, none of my friends' main sports consumption is ESPN or CBS Sports Network. We don't have to watch it anymore to get good sports analysis, especially because in this modern world, you're getting guys that have 500 subscribers on YouTube, or you're getting guys who have only like 1,000 listens per Apple podcast who put their show up and they completely blow ESPN or CBS's coverage out of the water. So I don't know anyone in my personal life who genuinely follows college basketball during the regular season. Would probably be different if I wasn't on the West Coast, where college sports definitely aren't as big as pro sports, or if I was in the Midwest or Southeast and I lived in a place like, I don't know, Kansas or Kentucky or Florida or something like that, maybe college hoops would be something that I could follow. And I remember the days when the best college basketball players would be there for a year, maybe two. I think NILs have kind of helped that, but now there were around 300 players in their fourth, fifth, or sixth years playing college hoops that logged minutes in March Madness this year. And that was absurd to me, especially because if you're good, if you genuinely have a shot of playing professional basketball at the next level, you're not staying. You're not staying. You're not going to play college hoops. And I mean, thinking about North Carolina, their starting age is around 22 years old, which is the same of the Oklahoma City Thunder. But yeah, I don't know. And stuff like the transfer portal is just ticky-tacky for the average fan like me. But fans of college sports have plenty of reasons to insist that it's their preference to watch college sports. I get it. I don't have a favorite college football team other than just following Florida's teams, but I could see how it could feel more personal. And I hope we beat, I'm wearing a CU shirt, didn't plan on it, but and I don't even like CU, but how are we going to beat CSU? If you're a Texas fan, how are we going to beat Oklahoma? And yeah, I don't know. The only college sport I genuinely enjoy attending is college hockey, but watching Duke shoot like 12 out of 26 on their free throws is a good reminder that these players just aren't as good as NBA players at playing these games, obviously. These games just look like an extension of high school basketball, which I used to attend because my cousin used to play high school hoops, so I'd see him play a game for or two a year. And for all the shit that the NBA regular season gets for not mattering, what about when you're selecting 64 teams to enter this tournament? Yeah, sure, you get a conference banner, but if you don't win March Madness, what was the point of your season? Yeah, I know winning is not everything in sports, and I'm a huge proponent of that, but I don't know. I think March Madness has become very theatrical in the sense that people are just like, oh yeah, my bracket. But how many of these people actually care? How many people are actually going to be watching the finals whenever it is? And yeah, so that just basically does it for me. I don't really understand how this dominates coverage for 2.5 weeks, or at least ESPN coverage. Even though most people don't even tune into ESPN for sports analysis anymore. But yeah, that just does it for me. That's kind of where my head is at. That's kind of what I'm thinking now. See you guys next time. Peace.